step 3 of 7 for implementing an effective advocacy campaign. We've identified the issue and determined the goals. Now, step 3 is identifying and targeting the decision makers. These are the persons that you're trying to influence to address the issue. And once we determine who we're trying to influence, then we'll discuss how to influence the decision makers. To figure out who you are trying to influence, you must first determine who makes the final decision regarding the issue. For example, your local city council's public safety committee, they may decide the placement of streetlights on city-owned property. Another example, the decision makers needed to pass federal legislation are your U.S. House and U.S. Senate representatives. Another example, your local block association. You may need their vote to set noise restrictions and other ordinances to maintain quiet and enjoyment in your neighborhood. To understand how you're going to approach the decision makers, you must first understand their background and determine what's important to those decision makers. It's also helpful to figure out who the decision makers listen to or who influences the decision makers. And once you determine the influencers of your decision makers, check to see if you have access to the influencers. For example, U.S. House and Senate representatives listen to lobbyists, financial contributors, voters, and other coalition partners that can impact their seats in Washington. When approaching your targets, make sure you prepare persuasive arguments that align with the policy of your issues. And if you know that your target is opposed or reluctant to side with your issue, it's critical to understand their why or their reasoning for opposition, and that you take steps to do things to shift their viewpoint. Now, before you start directly engaging your target, take some time to research the actions that your target has taken on the issue, if any. Sometimes the targets may have strong personal convictions. It's important that you understand them and be able to speak to those convictions. For example, if you're seeking additional mental health funding for education in your state, it's important to know if your target has family members, friends, or others that have those same conditions and could benefit from those funding requests. This is your opportunity to forecast your target's questions, challenges, and solutions before approaching the decision maker. Keep in mind, in some instances, there may be barriers put in place to deny you access to the decision maker. For example, not being able to secure a meeting, the target is out on recess, or their staff won't return calls. This is the time that you reach out to influencers or validators that can speak to your issue directly with the decision maker. In this instance, the target decision maker may be a member of your church, civic group, or alumni association. In this instance, it will be helpful for you to seek cooperation with your faith leader, the president of the civic association, or head of your alumni association to make contact on your behalf. This is the time that you want to brainstorm and check your network to look for commonalities. This is the time that you can identify friends and families, advisors, mentors, media contacts, and large populations of people in your community that may agree with you on the issue. Now, let's discuss some creative ways that you can influence the decision maker. Consider inviting the decision maker to a town hall, conference, or seminar on the issue. Also consider coalition building. For example, faith, labor, and/or business communities aligning on your issue. I've also seen individuals engage in strategic litigation to challenge the issue publicly. Another example proven effective is scholarly works, expert opinions, and public policy white papers. Another tool, letter writing, phone banking, and social media activations have proven very effective. Another means could be public protest. Many of the aforementioned examples lead to earned and/or paid media, which also are an effective tool for amplifying your message and raising public awareness. Now that you've identified the who and the how, make sure that your ask is clear and concise. That ask should address your problem. It's important that you triple check to ensure that your decision maker actually has the authority to complete your request. You've now completed step number 3, which is determining and identifying your decision maker. Thank you for watching.